Welcome to California Beer Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at Budweiser Copper Lager. This is in collaboration with Jim Beam. This beer is coming in at 6.2% alcohol by volume. We're going to be taking a look at this beer. I found it interesting that Budweiser and Jim Beam collaborated together to make their own beer. Supposedly this is barrel aged, so you're gonna get some of the flavor of the barrel supposedly. As you can see there, it definitely is a copper color. If you shine it up into the light, you get more of that copper look, as you see there. I'm gonna go for that smell. Right away I get a very straightforward maltiness. Maybe a hint of the vanilla smell that you get from bourbon. I sort of smell the bourbon in there. Yeah, the malts smell kind of roasty. Maybe a smidge, maybe just a hint of caramel, hint of vanilla. But for the most part, it has kind of a similar smell, especially because I had one before this. It was a little bit more warm. Because, you know, with these malty beers, you tend to get a stronger flavor when it's warmer, and I noticed it had more of a malt liquor characteristic, which I'm still getting here, but it's a little bit more hidden because I have this one a little more colder this time than the one I had last night. So let's go for the taste. Yeah, right away I get strong maltiness. Get a little bit of that breadiness going on in the background. Get a little bit of that adjunct lager taste going on. I barely can taste any whiskey from the last time I had whiskey, especially like Jim Beam. Doesn't really taste that similar. What I would more compare this to, in my opinion, is kind of like a King Cobra, but the flavor profile is a little different than King Cobra, but it's still along the lines of malt liquor, I would believe, or in my opinion anyways. So far nothing really too offensive going on with this beer. I would have to say, I don't know, let me try to get a couple more tastes, a couple more sips I should say. Yeah, just a very malty beer. And not like a Pilsner malt either, more like a malt liquor kind of malt, like Mickey's or King Cobra. Reminds me a little bit of the beer from a few years back. Was it Budweiser Crown or whatever, the black Budweiser beer? Kind of reminds me of that, but a little bit better tasting. But yeah, you got your adjuncts, you got your malt. I'd say maybe as I'm continuously sipping on this, you get very subtle hints of kind of a whiskey taste to it, but for the most part, it just tastes like malt liquor in my opinion. A lot of my coworkers were telling me to go and get this beer, try it out, and they said it was amazing in their opinion, but they tend to drink very basic beer to begin with. I say this beer is not that special. It's not that flavor. It doesn't have a very strong flavor profile, but I do give Budweiser props for trying to make something different, and it does taste different than the rest of their products, but it comes the closest to their King Cobra malt liquor, but it still tastes different. It's its own thing. It has its own profile. And I guess I would have to get on with that rating now because I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I would have to give this a B+. I give it a B+ mainly for the effort, and it's just not offensive. It's a good go-to beer if you're trying to get your buzz on, or you're into the malt liquor thing. I guess you could say this is kind of a, I don't know how you would put it, like a variation on the malt liquor class of beers. Because I'd say it's a little bit more refined than a lot of malt liquors out there. It's a lot easier to drink, in my opinion, than I would say like Steel Reserve or Earthquake or any of those kind of beers. So if you want a malt liquor, you don't want it to be too strong, you want a little added flavor to your malt liquor, and this is beer to go. But if you're a craft beer drinker and you love craft beer, you love stouts, you love IPAs, this is not really the beer for you. I'd say pick it up for curiosity's sake, but besides that, it's not gonna be up your alley. But until next time, YouTube, thanks for watching.